So I'll try to wait for some more people to get in here. Well, yeah, I don't know what was going on, man. It was weird. It wouldn't let me turn my camera around for some reason. Let me make sure I update everybody else. Let them know. See if anybody jumps into this one. All right, word. So we got somebody in here. At least I know y'all tap back in. So cool. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Wiz, man. If you in here, type a comment so I can see, because I want to be able to answer questions. I want to see if I can read the comments as they come up. Messages are visible. Yeah. If you in here, tap a like or throw up a comment, man. I just want to make sure that people who ask questions are going to be able to. I'm going to be able to see your questions and your comments and stuff. So hit me up. Send me a. Somebody put up like a test or something. Can I even reply by text? Nope. Word. So how's everybody doing, man? Y'all got y'all sixes or what? Y'all get y'all SSL sixes? Anybody rocking the big six right now? Let me know. You got one like? That's what's up. Are you guys commenting? Because I cannot see anything. I want to be able to see your comments. Okay. All right. I guess I'll just have to look at the comments on my computer, maybe. Can anybody see that? Okay, yeah. So the comments are working. Nobody just saying nothing. See, man, that's just like y'all. Y'all don't follow directions, man. I'm trying to get some help here, man. Damn. I'm trying to see what's working and what's not working, man. I want to be able to answer questions and all that. You know? If nobody's typing questions, how am I supposed to know anything? How am I supposed to answer something and nobody's even asking questions? But whatever, man. Let's get into it, man. Why not? I ain't got no time to be fooling with y'all, man. Let's just jump into some good stuff. Let me close this out. Yo, what's good, player? Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Engagement, initiation. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk, man. How you doing, bro? Thank you for tuning in, y'all. This is my first attempt at just kind of doing a live with you guys. Um, I see there's a lot of community that post a lot of stuff, but I don't really see a lot of people who do any lives or anything like that to answer questions. So I figured out, hey man, why not me? I tried out myself. So dig. I got my six and my big six. I've had them had my small six for maybe a little over a year now. Then I got the big six probably around 2-3 months ago, I say. So it's been dope, man. I'm enjoying it a lot. I guess I came here today to just, like I said, try to answer some questions and give you guys an overview of how I'm using it. Everybody's using it different. But over these past couple of days, I did a pretty deep dive into ways to use it. So I'm going to show you what I do with it, and we'll get into some questions, and I can give you my opinions and what I think about it and all of that type of good stuff. And yeah, we'll get to cooking. So yo, shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Let me put this thing on Do Not Disturb, man, because people are gonna keep hitting me up. One sec, y'all. I don't want my phone to be going off. That is very disrespectful. So boom. Do not disturb everybody. Boom. So 5 people in here. What's up, y'all? Tap in. Let me know where y'all at. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel too. If you haven't already. That would help me out tremendously, man. I'm really trying to grow this thing, and in order for me to have these lives stay up for other people after you guys to view it, I think I have to be at 1,000 subscribers or something like that. So I don't know if this video is going to stay up because I'm a little under that. I'm probably about 300 subscribers away. So if you guys could help me out by doing that, that'd be highly appreciated. Like I said, I'm here to just share information, man, and this is not a video where I wanted people to come in here and bash it and say that's whack or you should have got this or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. That's cool too. But let's be respectful, man, and just talk about the gear. I think if everybody does that, we'll have a good time. So without further ado, let's get into some signal. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. Let's see, what are my thoughts on the EQ? How do you use them in your workflow? Hey, man, that's a good question. Tiz, I'm going to show you right now, brother. Let's get into it. So here's my setup as of now. I got my laptop right here that I'm running Pro Tools on. I'm running my DAWs on there. I do a lot of tracks in like Logic, and I've been using Machine too. But I have an MPC 2000, which is one of the reasons that I did go with the SSL Big SiX, because I'm going to be able to run all of my outs into this, you know what I'm saying, directly from my MPC, and that's what I'm going for, man. I come from a era of analog, and nothing beats that, man. I've tried all sorts of different boxes, man. Let me show you my favorite box of all time was this one. My absolute favorite box was this DigiDesign 192. I cut all my first records off that box. A lot of you guys are familiar with Pro Tools HD and the sound of it and the weight of that box. That box is extremely heavy, it's deep, it's wide, and it sounds like it too. You can push a lot of signal out of that box. So again, I got my Apollo over there. I got my Big SiX here, and I have an SSL 6 here. And I run those for when I'm printing my master. I print into this box right here. It's a Alesis Master Link mastering box. Some really dope DSP options in here for mastering, compression, limiting, EQ, and stuff like that. So a lot of people choose to mix here and route back into the box, which is a great option too. It just depends on what sound you're going for. Again, like I said, I come from an analog sound that was like big using that 192 over there. So I've used tons and tons of different boxes, man. Digio 2, Orions, obviously Apollos, but I was never able to get the sound that I got from that 192 box. They sounded great, but I always felt like I was missing the depth and the just certain characteristics that I wouldn't get when I was using directly here in the box. So right now I was sitting here thinking of something that I could pull up for you guys, and I came across this. This is a track that was produced by my brother Big G out in Detroit, Michigan. He sent me over some stems to mix down, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of show you guys how I'm running stuff over here. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in there, and I'll try to get to your questions in a quick manner. So that first question was about the EQ, so we'll get into that too. But first of all, I wanted to let's get into how this thing is connected first of all. If you look back here, you see it is just like the simplest situation ever. I got my power and my USB is coming out right there, and that is a out 1 and 2 main out, and that is just the end that I'm running in from my turntable actually, and I have that out going into channels 1 and 2 on my SSL 6. I'm attempting to build this into a mastering section. So I plan on getting like a lunchbox, or I really have my eyes on the Neve mix bus processor. That's like one of the things I've been having my eye on for a couple of years now. I like to implement that into my mastering situation. Either that or the SSL Fusion. I think would fit really nice with this going into my external printer over here where I print my hard disk recorder. But from that USB, basically, I'm coming out of there right here into my computer right here. And that's going to give me the ability to talk to Pro Tools, basically. And you'll know it's on by this little USB light right here. Word. So I got all my tracks spread out right here. Boom. I got, got my snares. Let me scroll down a little bit. I got my drums, you know what I'm saying? I got my snares, kick, piano, some percussion, and I even made some aux tracks for some effects and some saturation and stuff. And I'll show you guys what I did with that too. So let's start with some routing first of all. So if we go into the I/O settings here, I'll show you what's going on. It's really, really simple, y'all. You go under your output right here, and if you notice, all of your outs are going to come up right here in chronological order. Boom. I have my monitor path and audition path set to 15 and 16. So that's pretty much all I need as far as my output goes. And the input is pretty much just the same. So in order to get these routed to my console, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my tracks, and I'm going to go to the output section of each channel, and I'm going to assign those where I like them to go. So like for instance, these claps I ended up sending out to channel 2 right here. So that's all going to channel 2. So, and it's layered, and so I got multiple tracks here, and remember, I'm only working with 12 faders here, plus I have 11 and 12, then I have a 13 and 14 as well. 15 and 16 is the actual DAW. So that's what's being used for the DAW. And if you notice up here, I have this little button right here, engaged. And what that's going to do, that's going to allow for me to hear back from my DAW back into my console. And that's going to, I have this engaged to external 2 because that is actually the button for external 2. So external 2, having this engaged is going to feed it to my G-Bus compressor and add it to my bus track. So let's just start with those claps and snares that I was talking about. And again, I routed all of those 3 out to channel 2. So let me show you what that looks like over here. I'm gonna solo these, and we'll come over here and I'll hit play. Let's see, let me go into the track a little more. It doesn't play in the intro. Boom. There we go. So in order for me to hear back from Pro Tools, I have to have this from USB engaged, because that's going to feed back into here and allow for me to get that going to my fader right here. So I'm controlling those claps and snares that I had grouped over here. All of those are flying into channel 2. And we're just going to do the same thing on all the tracks, how we want to assign it. So I'm not gonna go through each one because that'll just take up way too much time. So what we're gonna do is unsolo this, And I pretty much have everything tracked out across the board. I got my kick, some reverse, some rolls, some bass, some percussion, all of that. And as you can see here, I have them routed out all the way from channels 1 through 11 and 12, right? Boom. And I also made these auxes, and I'll show you what I'm doing with those and how I'm bringing my effects back on my board too, because I'm using 13 and 14 to bring my my effects. Also, I'm using one of the faders in channel 4 to bring back a little saturation too, and that's really dope. I'll show you guys how to do that too. But for now, let me go ahead and hit play. And as you can see, we got action. Pretty simple. Again, like I said, we have to have these up here. All of these have to be engaged for us to actually have that signal coming from our DAW to our faders, hence from USB. So just keep that in mind. So those are gonna come back here, right? Nice and easy. So a lot of people ask me like about the routing and stuff like that, but I mean, it's so simple that all you got to really do is just plug in your USB and assign your outputs to where you want them to go. And you're pretty solid. So once I get I'm gonna show you how I work a little bit. Once I get into here, let me stop that. So once I get into here, now we can start having a little fun. I already kind of game staged everything, so that kind of cuts out a step for us. Maybe I'll do another video on that. But for now, I'm just going to show you guys this thing in action. And I guess I'll get into the EQ now, since that was a good question from I think it was Kev or Keith. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up. But yo, check it out. Let me hit play here. Let's get a little game going. So let's mute these, and we'll start with, let's start with our kick. Our kick is right here. So I kind of have it already placed where I like to have it, but I'm gonna show you some of the characteristics that you're able to add to it. I have my EQ set right now. It's not engaged, but I'm gonna go ahead and engage it, and y'all let me know if y'all can hear what I'm doing. So this allows for me to EQ it. You can really crank that thing. So I want a little bit of definitely want the low end. Then also down here you have a compressor on this channel. I'll turn that on. Let's open it up. See how it's wide? Just want to squeeze a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I'm going to come back and put some saturation on there too. So let's get into the snare. And again, I just go through and I can engage and disengage all these EQs as I want. as I clean it up. Okay. That's my saturation track right here. So I actually have my bass, my kick and my bass line going to some saturation right here. And I set that up inside of my DAW by creating an aux track. And I'm using this and feeding it to that channel 4 to give me a little more saturation on those. So what I'm using here is this tape machine, which is crazy, from UA. This is part of me using my universal audio plugins along with it. So the way I have this routed on this aux track, let's see, I wanted to send my bass and the kick drum. So I went to my aux here. I went to my send, went to bus, and I have it labeled saturation already. So I bust that out to saturation, and I bust my kick out to saturation as well. Boom. So once I bust those out, those are then gonna feed here, if you notice. So this is my saturation track right here. This is going to the tape machine. Boom. And I have that saturation feeding to, like I said, output channel 4, which is going to show up here. So once I drop that in with the actual bass and the kick drum, this without it. That's without the saturation. This is without the saturation. Let's go to home. And you can EQ that as well. I just wanted to hit hard. I got a lot of low end on it. It's really pushing through. Let's unmute these. Then over here, I've got all that percussion. All this percussion that's right here, I'm sending out to 5 and 6 stereo. It's coming in right here. What's up, Diego? That's coming in on 5 and 6 right here. That's a stereo track. 5 and 6 is a stereo track. So that's going to allow me to send all of that out, and I'll actually be able to do my panning inside of here. So if I wanted a little more hat to go to a little more to the left, or some of my triangle or whatever to go to the right, as you can see what I did right here, that's going to show up on that channel. From there we got this. Little Rhodes. And again, if you go here, we got our Rhodes track. And again, we're sending that out 7 and 8. And guess where it shows up? 7 and 8. As long as you have these engaged right here, it's gonna come right back. Little piano. Some lead. Let's mess with some EQ some more. like I said, I already have these EQs set. I'm just gonna engage them. We're gonna engage on the saturation. Woo! Without saturation, with saturation. World of difference, man. Heavy. And look how much headroom I have here still. I'm not even hitting +6 at all. And it's knocking. Let's engage some more EQ. This is our percussion and hi-hats. So we want to make those bright. Gain that Rhodes too. After 4, you're gonna start to be able to use your gains up here too, coming from the dial, which is pretty dope. So let's get that Rhodes, the EQ that we had on it. Piano, engage, make it bright. Diego, yes. This is a mixer. It's not a multi-track recorder, it's a multi-track interface. So you're able to multi-track record with this interface into your DAW, most definitely. Let's cut some lead on. Get that lead going. Let's engage from EQ. With, without, with. And again, like I said, after 4, you can use these gains, and you can really crank it, man, to get some crazy harmonics going. Watch this. Lots of headroom still. I still got all this, that's crazy. If you notice, I haven't even engaged the G-Bus compressor yet. That's just like, I like to do that last because it's like the icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying? Oh, real quick, another quick thing I want to show you guys is I actually dumped some reverb into here too. Watch this. Let's see, I got my reverb mainly coming in on the drums. So watch when I engage it. Watch this. I got my reverb coming in on 13, 14. I'll show you how I did that. So if you go here to my auxes, right? I made an aux for a reverb, and I sent that out to 13 and 14. So if you go up here, you'll see that I put some lexicon on there and a little bit of this API. I mean, not API, this Helios, I'm sorry. I really like this EQ, man. It's a nice EQ. But anyway, so we made a send for reverbs. So if you look over here, you'll notice I put it on some of the claps and snares. I put a little on the kick. What's this right here? What's that? I put some on the piano. I put a little bit on the Rhodes. And from here, I'm able to pick just how much I want to send over to that aux. I made that aux input reverb. So if you go in here and you go over in the bus, I have a reverb one set here. So once I send it out reverb, I'm going to turn up how much I want to send to here. And from there, I'm able to output that to 13 and 14. There's also another way to do this. There's another way to get effects to your board too by using, you're able to use these these cues. You got two sets of those right here. You're actually able to use these to bring in effects from your DAW as well. But when you do that, you have to hit these two buttons right here, Q1 to USB 9 and 10, Q1 or Q2 to USB 11 and 12. But what that's going to do is this is going to allow for you to control the wetness of what you're sending there and returning back. Those effects, since we engaged 9, 10, 11, and 12, those are going to actually show up on these faders right here, the actual effects. So you'll be able to EQ those effects as well, which is really, really nice, man. That's really dope. So I wanted, in this case, I wanted to use all of my channels for the actual audio. And I didn't need much effects. All I really wanted was that saturation, which I had an open channel here. So I put it on this one. And then I still have the 13 and 14. So I could still bring in a little reverb as well. When I'm doing vocals and mixing vocals and stuff like that, I like to use a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay. So this is perfect for me, having these two. I don't really get too crazy with processing time-based effects, but I love them though. So I only need about two, just a little bit to add a little bit of ear candy to whatever I'm doing. So to be able to bring those in on here would be really nice. But for now, I have them coming in on 13 and 14, and I'm able to control that right here using this little knob. And I engage that going to my stereo bus using this right here. Boom. So when I turn this on, this is going to actually allow for me to hear that effect. Right now, you're hearing the lead, you're hearing the rolls and everything because I have all of those routed to that aux. But on my console, I only have the drums playing. But since everything's routed to that aux, you're going to hear all of those effects and stuff right now. Like when I turn it off, you won't hear it. But when I engage external 1, which is 13 and 14, and I'm able to control that right here. That's my verb. So I just want to add a little bit, add some character and some oomph to the drums. Let's see, I think I saw a comment, man. I'm sorry, I don't know how to scroll back, but type that comment again about you said something about this being an ideal mixer or something like that. I kind of missed it because I was talking, man. But you made a great point. It's very ideal. Yeah, perfect for live performance. Yes. Can you use the gains routed from the DAW? Yeah. Yep. You can use those stereo gains. Once you route it from the DAW, you are able to use these. That's what's brilliant. Because even if you turn it up in your DAW and you wanted to create some more harmonic distortion or whatever, you have these gains up here to be able to do that. So that's really dope. Like you said, perfect for any live situation. This is dope too because again, you're able to track the band. You can actually record the band and run the sound for the band at the same time, which is pretty dope, man, if you ask me. So let's get back into some more of this. Oh, let's put these back on. So next is a lot of everybody's favorite part, man, the G-Bus compressor. Like, as you can see, that's not even engaged yet, man. It was sounding phenomenal. Um, but I just want to show you guys this again, just to get kind of a last look at what the routing looks like, because it's not difficult at all. You're gonna route out to where you want it to go, and then you're gonna make sure that these are engaged up top from USB, because this is going through USB. You want to come from USB into your board. So you got to make sure those are engaged up there. Once that's engaged, like if I play this, and these are disengaged, that takes my signal away from 1 and 2. But when I engage those, I'm able to get that. Word. So yeah, it's jamming, man. It sounds great. Like I said, it's got tons and tons of headroom, which I really, really appreciate having, because I like being able to push that signal hard, man. And I felt like when I was using my Apollo by itself, I wasn't able to capture exactly what I wanted to capture. I feel like I could push this really hard, like, and get the same results that I was getting from that 192 box that I was telling you about. So that's working really, really well for me. So let's get into some G-Bus compressor, and let's show you how I beefed it up a little bit using engage. How about delay from PC? I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what that means. A delay from PC. Is that you get a delay when you're using your Windows machine? I don't understand what you mean by that. I don't use Windows when I'm doing audio. I'm using Apple, so that I probably wouldn't be able to answer that question. But the principles are the same. You might want to USB from Mac. Sorry. How about delay? No, I don't have any delay at all. I don't have. I don't notice any latency. I don't notice any latency at all. It's been smooth sailing, surprisingly, because it's USB. Um, from my experience, USB has always lagged a little bit, man, and it forced me to go to FireWire, which is why I ended up going with the Twin. But surprisingly, man, this thing really holds up. Like I can go here. Let me show you. If I go under my playback engine, right now I have this set to 512. I can probably go down to 128. Let's see what happens. And that's at 128. Again, I don't have many plugins going, and the plugins that I do have are coming from my Apollo. So I'm kind of using the DSP there. My computer isn't drawing much, so yeah, there's no delay at all, man. USB-C is better than USB. Hell yeah, it is, man. Like I never used USB-C before. This is my first time using it with the interface. I was a little worried about that. I'm not gonna lie, but to my surprise, man, it's been great. I haven't had any hiccups at all, none at all. So it's been really cool. A lot of people ask me, how am I using my Apollo? I'm using this Apollo has basically become my effects rack and my eye lock. Um, and that's it. I have the option of tracking through it if I want to, or being portable and being able to take this thing somewhere, which is really cool. It gives me a lot of flexibility. But if you look into the back, you'll notice there's nothing connected but my Thunderbolt, and that's going right here to my computer. And that allows for me to have access to all of my UA plugins. And there's my little meter right here. It shows me how much DSP I'm using or whatever. But yeah, that has literally become my effects rack right there. So whenever I want to draw effects that I'm not using from Pro Tools, it's got its own DSP. So that holds me down, man. So let's get back into this. Let's listen some more. Look at all the headroom I have on this stuff. And it sounds like that. The only thing that's really hitting hard is the kick. But I have a little slight compression on it a little bit. So it's bringing it down just a hair. I can even bring it down a little more, because I still have that saturation coming in on 4. So I'm not gonna lose much by turning that down. Like I was telling y'all before, I have my out of here of my Big Six going into my SSL 6, because I want to eventually turn this into my mastering box. Maybe I'll get a lunch box or something like that, or maybe I'll get some sort of fusion, or like I said, I really got my eye on that the Need Portico. That's like a dream piece of gear of mine, so I think that could really help out in my chain, especially when I'm doing my final mixes and mastering and stuff like that. Ideally, I would come out of here through my Portico, and I would finalize everything here still. I just feel better going here instead of going back to into the box. I feel like I get to keep absolutely all of my transients and everything intact when I use this box right here. And as strangely as it sounds, man, I print to CD. You know what I'm saying? I go to this, to CD, and then put it in my computer if I want to. I'd much rather do it that way, because I just feel like it keeps everything intact the way that I like. And my signal and all that stuff. So let me show you how it looks coming through here, and what I got going on once it touches here. So I'm basically using channels 1 and 2 right here, and I have those coming in line. If you notice, boom, right here, coming in line, and they're feeding channels 1 and 2. Have them pan hard left, hard right from my stereo. And I just like to do like a little last minute, like a little last final polish on it with the EQ. You don't have much range in the EQ like on this one where you got the mid, but the high and low is pretty damn good, man, for what I'm trying to achieve with it. I just want to make sure that the clarity is there, or the clarity is not there if it's too much, and I want my low end to be there, so I always have this additional boost. And I have some parallel compression that I can do, since I have an entire another G-Wiz compressor over here. And I still have these compressors too, but I'm not going to use those here. I'm going to show you what it sounds like once I engage the G-Wiz and the EQ on this side. The headroom. Engage this. See, this still leaves me plenty room for when I hand this off to the master engineer. Look at that. Look how much headroom is left. So yeah, I mean, incredible, man, incredible. So that's what it would sound like if I was to run those through from my DAW to my board, get the mix that I want out of my board, go over to my little mastering section here, which is very, very minute and very, very incomplete in comparison to what I want this to be when I'm finished. Excuse me, when I'm finished with it. But it goes from there into here, which is my mastering box. And I'm also able to add gain, compression, EQ, limiting, all of that stuff directly from here before I actually burn it to a disc, which is really, really nice, man. So for those of you who want to come back into the box with your mix, I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to make a new track, and you're going to make it stereo, and you're going to make it an audio track. Boom. We're going to create it, and we're going to mute it because we don't want the feedback coming in. And we're going to make this input 15 and 16 because we want that 15 and 16 to go out. I mean, we want our signal to go out of here in to 15, 16. So I'm going to set that up. Our outputs 1 and 2, but let's make that 15, 16 as well, since that is our monitor path. So we go here, and if I click input and play, this is essentially going to be your print track right here. So you can even call it print. Boom. But that's going to allow for you to, if you notice down here, I have that print track set up. Once I arm it, arm it. Your print track. Once you finish your mix, obviously, you know, that's probably not the final mix that I would go with, but I just want to show you guys some signal and how you run it and how you would get it back to here printing, and kind of give you my thoughts on the Big Six and how I'm using it. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope I got to. I feel like I didn't get to answer many questions, man. So maybe I'll stick around for a little bit and see if anybody else has any questions that they like answered or any suggestions or anything like that. Like I said, I've been having mine for about 90 days, and I finally got a chance to really do a deep dive into it, and it's been dope. So I'm really enjoying it, man. Like I said, I'm here to basically answer questions from you guys on anything, any questions that you might have about it, any concerns, what type of gear are you guys using with it? What are you feeding into your six? What type of DAWs are y'all running? Like I said, when it comes to beat making and stuff, I mainly use, I've been using Machine and stuff like that, but I'm getting ready to get my MPC back. Super about that, man. So I'll be able to have my full 8 outs the way that I want, to be able to crank into this thing, man, and use an MPC the way it's supposed to be used. You know what I'm talking about? So really, really excited about that, man. So yeah, man. So shout out to everybody who tuned in. Again, please, man, like and subscribe to this video, man. That would help me out a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to get to a point where I can get these videos to stay up and people can actually go back and view them after we get finished with our lives. I don't know if I have enough subscribers or what the requirements are for me to actually have this posted when we finish, but hopefully they keep it up, man, because there's some good information in here, and hopefully some people learn some stuff. So again, man, I'm a proud user of this thing. Yeah, word up, Diego. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you hitting me up last night, dude. Diego hit me up on Instagram. He said he saw some of these videos. He just got his six, and he had some questions, man. And I was more than happy to help. Help if I can. So shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, man. Shout out to the big homie Goldie Lope too for the East Siders. We've been on the phone a lot, doing a lot of deep dives. He just got a big six as well, so it was really cool getting to go through some ideas and concepts and learn a lot of stuff that he's doing, learn how he's using it, and just tossing around some ideas, man. So we're planning on actually producing some content together. He's an MPC user, and I know a lot of you guys are. And I know everybody is an Apollo user. So we made some really dope stuff about using Apollo, in particular the Apollo 8. I know a lot of you guys are using the 8. So I want to kind of give you a rundown on how to get your 8 to talk to your interface and your DAW, and for you to be able to get the most out of it, man, using those plugins and stuff like that. I'm sure there's tons and tons of more stuff that I haven't, gotten a chance to dive into, but this is essentially where I am so far. Um, yeah, like I said, this is how I like to use it. I'm sure the situation may even change, man, because this thing is like a Swiss Army knife, for real. It's great. It's a great adapting tool for multiple situations, whether it's live, whether it's studio. So I think they did a great job with it, man. And like I said, interface it with my six. I think it does a really good job. Do you bounce after you print, or do you just use the WAV file inside your audio folder? Bounce after I print for sure. But like I said, Tech, I normally don't even print back into the box. I use this external recorder, but if I was going to um, do that, I would bounce it personally, me personally. Yeah, so, but to each his own, man. Try both ways. And see what sounds good and see what works best for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the only thing I can say, man. Just it's trial and error, bro. Like I had a lot of trial and error with this thing, dog. Like a lot. It's been a lot. How do I do this? How do I do that? But uh, I think a lot of us overthink it too. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to get to a point where it becomes fun again, and you just dive into it, and you're gonna figure your way around it really easy, really easy. It's pretty intuitive if you know signal flow. That's that's pretty much it, man. If you understand and know signal flow, you can operate this thing, and you can make it jump and do some really funky cool stuff. So for you guys who aren't up and as sharp on signal flow like some of us are, don't be ashamed or don't be afraid to go online and just do a little research. Even print you out a little chart if you got to. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was in college, they gave us these charts that we could follow, and it kind of showed you the signal coming in all the way to the monitor path. So those are very helpful. Um, yeah, so if you got to do that, man. So again, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. This is my first attempt at doing a live for you guys. I figure this is probably the best way for me to get more questions answered at one time. I know a lot of you guys leave questions, and it is extremely difficult to make a video about each and every topic that you guys throw at me. It just takes so much time. I don't mind the effort, but it takes a lot of time to do. So maybe if I could do something like this once a week, and if we can build a community together to where we can share information about what we're doing and how we're using it, I think that would be outstanding. And I think that's something that we need as users, because this is something new for us in our home studios. This is a new product for SSL that they're trying to get into our home studios. So it would be nice for us to have the type of community and support that we deserve from SSL. So if anybody is watching this who knows any other reps over there, make sure you tag the SSL reps in this, man, because this is I'm not gonna be arrogant, I'm not gonna be cocky and none of that, man. But I'm not gonna say that this is the first time that I've heard somebody tell me, "Hey, man, SSL owes you a check or something, bro, because you sold a lot of these sixes, man, and you really helped out a lot of people." So I'm not tooting my own horn, man. I'm just letting you know what the people say. So everybody who leaves the kind words and stuff like that, man, I really appreciate it. Tag your nearest rep or whatever the case may be, man, and let them know about the funky stuff that we doing over here in the community that we're building. I don't think anybody's taking the initiative to do that. So I'm going to take the initiative to build us a community of people who talk like us, who make the type of music that we like to listen to and like to create. And we all just gonna come together, man, and share ideas, man. Not everybody is a rock musician or a pop artist or recording live bands and stuff like that. We come from a different genre and we operate things a little differently, man, and that's cool. But we need people out there who's going to represent us and represent us well and form some sort of community where we can all come together and share this information and knowledge together. And I think we'll do great, man. My main thing is just trying to create a lane for information, education, and maybe even create some promoters out of people. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to talk. I like to tell people about things that I love and I use, and this is something that I'm really excited about. So I can sit and talk to somebody about this thing for hours and pick their brain on how they use it too. So yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, man. Like I said, I could talk about this stuff for hours. So I appreciate everybody who left a question. Please feel free to leave a question in the comments too. I'll try to get back to it as soon as I can. Hit me up on Instagram, Lava Lamp Zone. If you have any questions, you can hit me up here. Hit me on my email, lavalampzone@gmail.com. I'm an open book, man. I don't have a lot of time, but the time that I do have, I'm willing to share it with you. Just, make sure you respect the time. That's all I got to say. So, damn, we've been here for an hour, man. I better get out of here. It's your boy Wiz, and I'm out of here, y'all. Peace out. SSL 6, baby. Let's go. Shout out to my daughters, too, man. They painted my little nail for me on nail day. You know what I'm saying? Got me together, rock and roll style, baby. Let's go. SSL users. Let's get into it. Let's build this community, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, man. It's your boy Wiz. I'm out. Peace.